Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for those who are joining me live. Thank you for those who are joining me from the replay. Thank you for those who are joining me from a share. Before we get started, let me introduce myself. My name is Tequila Kauser. I am a online marketer. I'm a business empowerment coach, and I am a social media network marketing mentor. What that all means is I teach, lead, and empower women to own their identity by branding and attraction marketing. Also, I teach you how to increase your confidence by shifting your mindset into really visualization and meditation. Okay, so you'll hear my daughter yelling in the background, but it's okay. So, all right. So most, if not all of you know that I hope I'm okay, but in 2011, um, after talking with my husband, after looking at our life and wanting to be different in the future ahead, I quit my job as a dental hygienist where I was making a pretty good amount of money. And I think that's what a lot of people look at. And when they're deciding whether or not they want to quit their job, is they look at their income, right? Hi, Tammy. Hi, Brandy. Hi, 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 hi. Thank you for sharing. Um, and the day I quit, I kind of want you to get in some of the emotional part of the day I quit my job. What a glorious day it was. It was a glorious day, Tammy. Yes. And I remember the day you quit. I was there with you, and I know the amount of fun. I mean, it's all gravy. It's good, but guess what? It's scary at the same time. But the good thing is that, when we jump off of cliff, we are equipped in this bag. We have all the things that we need. It's kind of like a person who jumps out of a plane or do the parachute. They jump out the parachute and jump out the plane and know that the parachute will open, right? It's kind of that same thing when you jump out of, quitting your job. You have a parachute, but you don't know when that parachute is really going to open, actually. You know that you have the skills, you have the ability, but I think the most important thing is knowing that you can do this. All right. There's so many people who are afraid to do it. And I'm not telling anybody, I want to make something really clear. I'm not saying quit your job. I'm not telling you quit your job. I'm just telling you about the day I quit my job, and how scared I was. How I looked at my husband and my daughter, and I'm like, wow, we just picked up an asset. Our daughter is truly an asset, to our lives. But also, you got to think now you have to spend more money because now you're going to have to buy diapers for this baby. You're going to have to make sure this child is fed. You're going to have to make sure that your lights are still coming on. You want to make sure you still have gas in your car. And at that time, we had our BMW. Oh, the BMW was our baby. Oh my God, our BMW was our little baby. We had our BMW for, 4 years, and we had to trade in our BMW and when she was about 6 months because we knew there were things we were going to have to sacrifice. Um, I was very high strung on fun, happy emotions, but I was absolutely scared. You said we have everything. Let me look at what Brandy said. We have everything we need in our bag. You are absolutely right about that, Brandy. And Kina is saying the day you can finally walk away and not look back. Yes. And you know what? I have not looked back. I sometimes my mind it would want to look back at those days, because I know how much fun I had in, certain places I worked with people, but how much I truly, really loved being a dental hygienist and the help that I was able to provide and the lives that were changed in that process. But I look at the days my present day, at the lives that I've been able to impact in this last 6 years, but also the amount of growth I've had in this 6 years and how the bag that I had, that parachute, the things in the bag, everything didn't work. You understand what I mean? You can feel as if you have this little pencil in your bag and you're going to use this pencil for something. But not all of the things that I had in my bag were absolutely working, right? So that made me want to go back into the world of corporate world and work. But I also looked at those things in my bag that absolutely meant so much to the future, of these things. So here's some things that I did learn. Here's some things that I've learned. I'm still learning. One of the biggest things is that you're going to fail more than once. You're going to fail more than twice. You're going to probably fail a lot um, because you are always sifting into making sure that you're working on your strengths and figuring out ways to hire out your weakness or figuring out ways for other people to do the things that you're not strong at, right? So you're going to fail because then you got to go back and say, this isn't working. What do I need to do better? The biggest thing in failure we always know is, what did you learn? What have you applied that's not working? What do you need to take off your table? And what are those things that are absolutely necessary to keep on your table? So um, a lot of you know that I'm this multiple streams income person. I do a several things besides just focus on my home businesses. But we have several other things that work and create income in our life. So those things we have to work, right? But there comes a crossroad where you have to say, listen, what isn't really working? What am I not passionate about? And those are things where you feel like you failed on maybe yourself or you failed in your business or your life, but you got to remember that sometimes those things just aren't working because they aren't your strength. And if it's something that you're not really strong at, I truly believe that we definitely need to seek help and hire out and find people or just get rid of it, eliminate it, eliminate it if it's too much of a thing for you. Another thing is that I learned you have to really discipline yourself. There is this thing that people toss around of your daily mode of operation. Those are things that you do every single day that are always income producing that gets you results. Some people have these things, but they don't do them. When you work from home full time, you have so many distractions in your life and you want to sit and decide whether this thing is important or not. Should I focus my attention on this or not? Oh man, I can definitely go for doing something else rather than working, right? But you have to truly sit down and discipline yourself, but you have to discipline your mind. And that's why it's truly important that what you do first thing in the morning really helps your daily walk. So thinking first thing in the morning, knowing exactly what you want to do is going to help. But also remember that you have to, take care of yourself with building up your personal development, working on yourself, making sure you're praying, make sure you're meditating, making sure that you truly have things that you want on paper, making sure that you're creating the space in the day for those things that are necessary in your life. There were things that I needed to do, but guess what? I had a priority. My baby's a priority to me, and I had to do away with those things I thought I was going to do today and say, you know what? I just have to put them down for tomorrow because when you focus on your priorities should definitely be your family because the business is going to have to be work, but my family is definitely our priorities to me. So I had to take care of my priorities first, and some of my business things didn't get done. And you see how late I'm doing this Facebook Live. Usually I do mine earlier in the day, but I have priorities. So that's why it's important that you discipline yourself. Another is it's not for everyone. Entrepreneur and quitting your job and taking that leap and that jump, as Steve Harvey says, it's not for everybody. Why? Because not everybody is going to be disciplined. Not everybody's motivated, and not everybody's fit for it. Not everybody wants to do it. Everybody's different. Some people are comfortable in working full time, and that's okay because this isn't quit your job. live. This isn't, I'm not telling you to quit your job. But what I do urge you to is to, if you love what you do full time, and it's your job, I want you to make sure that you absolutely are being your best in what you're doing and you don't lose yourself in that job, but you come in and you make that job. You come in and you bring your personal brand, you bring yourself, you bring your unique gifts, and you continue investing in yourself as you work, because you never know, once you retire there may be something else you want to do, right? So um, I've also learned that if you're going to get out here and quit your job, and you want to, absolutely build a business in this space, you have to build your audience. You have to build them by going out here and meeting new friends, and even offline. I meet a ton of new friends and new people that I absolutely add into my Facebook network, because personally, Facebook serves as a business card to me, and I can talk about that in some later date. But so it's truly important that I show up here on this space and build relationships and build the audience, but also engage them in Facebook Lives, my post, and my lifestyle, all of those things. And you also want to make sure that you're selling. If I'm learning that you have to sell something, you're working from home full time, you've quit your job. What is it that you're going to sell? What is it that you're going to monetize? You absolutely want to present that to your audience. If we're out here constantly giving out free this, free tips, free that, you're absolutely not going to make money from it, right? So it's important that you have a product or service that you're offering to people after you build the relationship, engage them in whatever your website and this space here on Facebook. But also, you want to make sure that you're selling them something, because then that's going to keep you here home at home. And I got so many things I've learned, but everyone isn't going to support you. Everybody's not going to support you. Everybody's not going to say, congratulations, Tequila. You quit your job. Hey, whatever it is you need, I'm there. Because when you go against what the world is doing, then people start side eyeing you like, what is she doing? Why is she doing that? No, you need to make sure that you do these things. Everybody isn't going to support you, because sometimes people are just jealous because they don't have the opportunity to do so. I mean, I've been super uber duper blessed, super uber blessed to have a husband that supports me at a level that's not just 100%, but this man that I have been blessed with is super amazing and super supportive and is always there for me. Whether something is a good idea or a bad idea, he's saying, hey, try it. You understand? So it's amazing when you have a support, a spousal support or significant other that's supporting you, then sometimes it doesn't matter what the world thinks and other people think. Just as long as you know that you have that one person that is there for you, that's going to give you the fuel to keep doing what you do. So just remember, not everybody's going to support you. They may badmouth you behind your back and not in your face. They may talk about you, but guess what? It's okay. It's okay. Don't take it personal. That's their issue and not yours. Um, Also, ask for what you need. Always ask for what you need. I don't hesitate asking people for help. I don't hesitate, because I know that this is something I can't do on my own. So I'm always asking, my husband for help. I ask my support system team for help. I ask, people for help in whatever it is that I know I can't feasibly do, because my time in business or home, or other things, even myself. And that's another point. Take care of yourself. I've learned to take care of myself more, because sometimes it seems like my days are nonstop, and I have to be hands on at all times and things. But in the process, I absolutely make sure I'm taking care of myself. I make sure that I'm eating. I make sure I'm drinking my water. I make sure that I'm getting the proper sleep that I need to continue sustaining the lifestyle of a mompreneur. That's truly important. And just continuously, as you are the best to yourself, you can give more of that to others. It's an abundance. It's like a cup. If a cup is empty, there's nothing you can give to anybody, right? But if your cup is full, you have enough to go around. But you also have to make sure that you're constantly filling your cup with good, right? Um, and the one thing, other things that I've learned is that you will have to reinvent yourself when you decide to quit your job. As me, I was a dental hygienist. Now I'm a coach, an entrepreneur, all of these good things. I had to reinvent myself where people don't look at me as a dental hygienist. They now look at me as a entrepreneur. That's going to take a while, people, to get people on board with what you're doing now. That's okay, though. Just as you're constantly doing the building of the relationships, engaging people in what it is that you're doing, and showing them what it is that you're doing and selling it to them, you will be okay. You will be okay. But remember that personal development, when you're investing in yourself, that the first thing you should be doing every single morning is going to help you project a better image of who you're becoming, but also help people out there to see that you're becoming this different person. So that's what I've learned in my 5.5 years or so as being a full-time mompreneur, entrepreneur, coach, all of this good stuff. The day I quit my job is a day that I have not looked back on. It's been a day that was extremely a difficult decision, but it's been one of the best decisions that my husband and I have made in this life to now. You understand? There has been times where we struggled. Not to say that the struggle is over, but so much good has happened to us in this timing that I'm just ever grateful for it all. So if you are having trouble and you're struggling and you kind of want to figure out, how can I truly figure out a plan, a daily mode of operation, something every day I can do to help me get better at what it is that I do. Feel free to message me. We can definitely talk. And if you're in that rut where maybe you're at a stages where you're retiring and you know something that you can possibly do because you've been doing it for years, but you just don't know how to monetize it or put yourself out there for it, I can help you with that. I talked to a lady who does something phenomenal. I don't want to put her out there too much, but she didn't see how she could make money in it. But just by talking to her, we figured out all kind of avenues she can make money with it uniquely. So we can talk. We can talk. We can talk because what I tell you will help you get definitely right into profit mode in your business. But I'm here for you. But I thank you, everybody who joined me. Yep, you're going to get a shout out, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Kina. Thank you so much, Diane. Thank you, Tracy, Patricia. Thank you, Helen. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I appreciate those who have shared the love, who've commented. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them there about anything I've said today. I love you guys. You can find me here on Facebook. Have a good day, everybody. Thanks.